In today's Money Watch, whether you're looking for a new job or trying to get ahead with the one you have, there's a lot you have to think about. It's stressful. So you're thinking about from where to even start your search, negotiating a salary or a raise. And either way, we have you covered. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here to help you set you up for success. Jill, good morning.
Good morning. This is a tough one, right?
It is a tough one. So just to start, it doesn't feel like a good time necessarily to ask for a raise. The economy is in flux. A lot of companies are kind of battening down the hatches to wait to see what happens with the government. What's your advice to people who are looking for that raise?
Well, first of all, you absolutely have to understand the landscape. So, you work in a government agency and you're worried about your job, that's not the time to say, no, but I really want to work from home. You really have to understand that. You work in media, unless you're a certain type of person, maybe you're not going to get a raise. So it is very important to at least consider what is going on in the overall environment. You're not asking for a raise in the middle of a deep recession, but maybe in your industry specifically or at your company. I remember back in the financial crisis, I would hear from some people working at investment banks, and they said, it's so unfair, I wanted a bigger bonus. I'm like, we almost saw your entire company go down the tube, so you're not getting a bigger bonus.
Some people may be saying, I'm just going to get out of the government altogether. I have to look elsewhere. Maybe they had jobs before, but maybe not. What's the best advice for people, and it's not just government people, who might be looking in industries that they know nothing about? And that comes to salary, too, because you don't know the ranges. Yeah.
Well, the good news is there's so much information out there. So you're going to have to conduct some research. And I know this is a little bit daunting, but it's kind of fun also. And, you're going to see, what are the industries that are growing? And it's very easy to do this. You can go to places like LinkedIn and Glassdoor, and you want to research whatever you think you want to go to. You also want to update your own online presence, clean up that social media, maybe turn some things to private. And I think it's important to weigh the pros and cons. I glossed over that. You want to weigh.
Delete those spring break photos.
Yeah, but also if people have been, let's say you've been working in the government for a long time, you haven't done a job search in 20 years, the landscape really has changed. And there is more information out there. So figure that out. And if you're going to be a career switcher, you can't go in saying, I was getting paid $90,000 here. You're starting over. Maybe you have to go back to $60,000. So really be clear about that.
So you talk about, really having a framework that you've created in your book, The Great Money Reset, and you have an acronym to help people do this, which is BULLY.
Yeah, okay, well, in a good way, bully, okay? Let me be clear
Not
about
the bad
that.
one.
Okay, so when you get all that research, maybe you've gone to Glassdoor and LinkedIn and you got that, but I think the B is bully up your ask, meaning you got to do your research. You have to clarify what you want. Do you want to be working in a managerial position? Do you want the sales position? Do you want to understand the full picture, which we just talked about? We also want you to be very clear that you got to lose your ego sometimes. Yeah. You really do. It's very hard, but we want you to make sure that you understand where your boss is coming from. Your boss may be feeling pressure that you don't understand. Leave time to practice your conversations. This is especially important if you're young and you're going in to talk to somebody who's older. Go talk to your parents, their friends, do some mock interviewing. Yeah. And the why is don't yuck it up. What do I mean by that? Guys, no ultimatums. I've never met a situation and heard about a situation where someone bangs on the desk and says, I demand a raise or else. Even if you get that raise, I promise you at the next time there's a downsizing, you're going to be at the top of the list.
Real quickly, Jill, if people are thinking about taking that side hustle, making it a full-time job, real quick advice for them.
Very quick advice is it's great to test out a concept. If you want to do that, great. If you are actually thinking that your side hustle is going to become like a real standalone business, don't forget you're going to have to look at your benefits, your retirement plan, your life insurance, your disability insurance. These are all things you will have to actually replace. I know we have a ton more to talk about, but to be clear, when you're making this job shift, the thing that I've switched careers 3 times. Okay, this is my 3rd career, and last, by the way. And what I can tell you is, give yourself some grace. You're not going to know everything. It's really scary. Make sure you've got that emergency reserve fund built up, and understand that it's a process. And even though we are seeing job creation in lots of different industries, you have to just give yourself a little bit of time to figure out where you're going next.
Jill, such good advice, as always. If you at home have a money-related question that you'd like Jill to answer, you can send an email to askjill@cbs.com, and she could answer it in an upcoming segment.